Grand evening. Buenos noches. Assalamu alaikum. You already know who it is. Rising Phoenix, aka the flower BK over that little orphan. Aka Pippi Longstocking, aka I Love Lucy. You already know. And I am back, it is, we still on my water only fast from sunrise to sunset, right? So, did I say Happy Thankful Thursday? If I didn't, Happy Thankful Thursday, y'all. Okay, so, I need something sweet, and of course, I am limited. So, what did I do? I'm going to make cookies healthy, natural way. What am I doing? Let's see, shall we? So, I'm doing oats, banana. This is oats. This is banana. This is an egg, baking powder, raisin, and peanut butter. And that is it. Oh, I gotta add a little salt because you ain't gonna balance that out. But that is it. Oh, and a little miel, aka honey. So, only natural sugars because I can't have any sugar and, doing oats because no flour. So, I'll be back to show you how it turned out. Cooking. This is my natural cooking. That's good too. I've told y'all before. Look. Ring, ring! Bad girl, ring, ring! Bad girl, ring! Just like body girl. Body girl, me want the body girl, really? Just like she became a mogul. Mogul. You create your own stuff. Test your own stuff. I do oil. I do food. I do jingles. I do dance fitness. I do it all. Peace of mind. Happy Fruition Friday. Rising Phoenix, aka the flower, BKA, red hair orphan and me, Leona. We back. You see that? You see this? What? Ride his dick like I'm BMX. No nigga wanna be my ex. He love when he going tall cause he call me on when I see him left. He get upset. I turn Yen big on. I turned him the other day. Man, we should sell lack porn. Yeah, Phoenix back, I'm back, bitches. And now one here, I'm ass sniffing. The same lips that be talking about me is the same lips gonna be ass kissing. Silver souls in the city on and gonna be reaching out like they back itching. What was it happen to me? Well, I can just happen to you, her, she gonna do what to who? So tell me, have you seen her? Let me wrap this hair up. That for my African ha! We back. Never been a sport.
Watch your man. You should watch your mouth. Bitches is pressed. Administer mouth to mouth. You see them stats? You know what I am about? I am the champ. I am Mike in about. Attention, I'ma need you to face front. You don't want smoke with me, this is a lace blunt. Raps Jackie Chan, we ain't pulling them fake stunts. My crown won't fit on your bum ass lace front. You bitches catching the fade, shout out my nigga Lil Boosie. All of your friends will be dead, you could get hit with that Uzi. I call him Ricky, he say he love me like Lucy. Get you a straw nigga, you know this pussy is juicy. This she find she is custom made, now you can't get it at Saks though. I don't work in the office, but they copying and that's facts though. I ain't trying to be violent, but if Nicki on it, it slaps, ho. Get you line for that paper like a loose leaf when that strap glow. I'm with a couple bad bitches that'll rip the party. Quavo the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi. Pull up in a space coupe on a link with Marty. I can actually afford to get a pink Bugatti. Hey yo Nick, damn you just do a hit with Gotti. That too, but my niggas send hits like Gotti. It's a rap like them things on the head of a Saudi. Bitch, you my son, go and sit on a potty.
Run the Chanel, I got them running from 12. Ain't made no commitment with none of you bitches, cause money you treating me well. Them niggas, she show me a titty right hand on the Bible, I swear I won't tell, swear. If I get to play with that kitty, I wonder how many platinums we gon' sell. Album, Papa Perkins, catch a feel. Now I cannot feel the wheel. My chest bag, give me chills. In the left hand, a Richard Mill. Not the watch, but the price on the ice. If you don't know what that is, motorsport, motorville. Abort the mission, that's a gill. Motorsport, put that thing in sports. Shot it bad, pop it like a court. You a dork, never been a sport. Pull up.
You don't know what else to do. I just put your hair up, flip that wig. Flip that wig. Ah. Black goddess. Black goddess. Leave me. Leave me. Alanga, file fio shoe, alanga, file fia, yeah, anga gonna share, oh, shoe gonna file fia, yeah, alanga, file fio shoe, alanga, file fia, yeah, alanga, file, oh, shoe gonna file. Come on, sing it with me. I feel, oh, shoe shall I feel, shoe, I feel, Lori, oh, shoe shall Sing it. Sing it. Show me. Ah! Oshunda defilo. Oshunda defilo. Oshula, yeah, Oshun. Ushela defilo. Sing it. Sing it. Come on. Come on, Black Goddess. Sing it. Sing it. Uh-huh. All right, I'm going.
All my energy back to me with divine care. Whoever, whatever is living off my light energy, run that back, get your own. I'm emotionally gifted, so I must guard that gift with wisdom and firmness. My openness is emotionally generous. I must be watchful. I'm seeing who are and aren't skilled to receive. I receive what others' blind spots are, teaching me about budgeting my energy and setting them boundaries. I have the right to tell people what they don't want to hear in the name of setting them boundaries. I also won't exhaust myself on people who ain't listening.
Happy Soulful Sunday. Happy Soulful Sunday. Flip them ears. Psych, nah. Know what I just got finished doing, right? Right. This is a oldie but a goodie. Had to pull it out of the old repertoire, shall we? Ha. Rising Phoenix, aka the flower. BKA Redhead Little Orphy Annie. BKA the flip that hat. Leona. Oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh yeah. Oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh. Oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh yeah. Oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh yeah, de, oh. Oh, I say. Okay, let me stop. I gotta go. Redhead, Annie, Leona, the Phoenix, the flower. What? Y'all see that?
Believe it, receive it, achieve it. All things are possible. All things are possible. All things are possible.
What? All pieces of butter. Whoop, 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 whoop. Abilities. You drink what you are. If you believe. It's possible. Woo. Hey, get your ass up and flip that hat. That hat. That hat. Alright, y'all. Peace, love, and light. I'm playing, but you know I'm creating. This is for the man. This is a male necklace, you guys. Male request. King. No matter where. Yes. Alright, y'all.
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. All is perfect and complete. 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 I'm full of grace. Full of faith. I'm full of peace. I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace. I'm great. 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 All is perfect and complete. 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 I'm full of grace. Full of faith. I'm full of peace. I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace. All is perfect and complete. 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 I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace. I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace. Full of peace. Dance, 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 dance. I'm full of grace. I'm great. Dance. I'm full of peace. I'm great. Dance. I'm full of grace. I'm great. Dance. I'm full of peace. I'm great. Dance. I'm great. 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 All is perfect and complete. 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 I'm full of grace. Full of grace. I'm full of peace. Full of peace. I'm full of grace. Full of grace. I'm full of peace. All is perfect and complete. 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 I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace. I'm full of grace. I'm full of peace.
The only way to be great, to be great, to be great is be grateful. The only way to be great, to be great, to be great is be grateful. The only way to be great, to be great, to be great is be grateful. It's be grateful. You better be grateful. The only way to be great, to be great, to be great is be grateful.
It's interesting. I definitely wanted to reread this again. In whatever business thou mayest be, and whatever portion thou mayest be reciting from the Quran, and whatever deed ye, mankind, may be doing, we are witnesses thereof, when ye are deeply engrossed therein, nor is hidden from thy Lord so much as the weight of an atom, on the earth or in heaven, and not the least, and not the greatest of these things, but are recorded in clear record. Behold, verily on the friends of God there is no fear, nor shall they grieve those who believe and constantly guard against evil. For them are glad tidings in the life of the present and in the hereafter. No change can there be in the words of God. This is indeed the supreme felicity. Say, God hath begotten a son. Glory be to him. He is self-sufficient. His are all things in heaven and on earth. No warrant for ye for this. Say ye about God what ye know not. Say, those who invent a lie against God will never prosper. A little enjoyment in this world, and then to us will be their return. Then shall we make them taste the severest penalty for their blasphemies. Woo! Was that not clear for y'all? God works in his world in mercy for his servants and in just punishment for those who do wrong. Thus was it in Noah's story, for he worked unselfishly for his people, though rejected of them So was it with Moses. He preached to Pharaoh and the Egyptians, but most of them preferred falsehood and pride to the truth of God and perished. Even Pharaoh's confusion to God at the last was too late, as his life had been spent in luxury, pride, and oppression. Assalamualaikum and grand rising in Buenos. Ooh, let me flip that hat, cause I'm hotter than kitty cat up in this thing. Ooh, y'all already know who it is. Rising Phoenix, aka the flower, BKA Redhead, Little Orphan Annie, aka the Leona, BKA Pippi Longstocking, aka I Love Lucy. Dun 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 dun. I used to do that to my only all the time, and she would be like, "Oh Allah, please get the hell out of my room." Hallelujah. But anyway, excuse me, I need my water because, as you can see, you know what I've been doing. And of course, I don't have my water until I'm done. Okay, so I just needed to swig real quick, and of course, it's been a while, so it's one of those, moments, when, Almighty say, it's time to have a little conversation with your, a little conversation with your Phoenix family, right? All right, so, out on the balcony, because I needed to get some air, because it was hotter than a jalapenos, La Casa in there. All right, so, it came to me to, talk about this specific topic. It's something that I've come to, embrace and, don't feel, bad about. I, feel like it's important for people on platforms to talk about several different, shortcomings, so that's what people call them. I want to talk about epilepsy. And the reason why is because, I'm over here in the DR, and, my neighbor's son, is epileptic. He's 15 years old. And, unfortunately, they don't have certain systems in place like, we do now back, in the United States, as far as, really making sure that, the child, comes and, gets their medicine and, things of that nature, in the schools. And, it's funny to me because, I was an epileptic child. I, was an epileptic child from a toddler all the way until I was 12 years old. Once I reached 12, I, was considered, free from being epileptic. But once when I was in I believe the 8th grade, I had a epileptic moment, and, I had a seizure, and actually this seizure was different. I grew up having seizures, grand mal seizures, where I would daydream. But when I was about 15 years old, I had, what they would consider like a fallout seizure, shaking seizure. And I ended up urinating on myself in class, and it was very embarrassing. And, you know, my mother had to, you know, come and bring me and change of clothes. And she was like, Halima, where did that come from? Like, what's going on? Because, you know, I've never had a seizure like that before. And then, you know, all those years from 12 all the way until 15, I never had any symptoms. And, you know, even when I was younger, when my mother first got wind that something was very wrong, I was outside playing, and my mother was on her way home from work, and she just so happened to be driving up at the moment when I was walking into the street. I was playing double dutch, I was playing roll, and I stopped and I walked out in the street. But mind you, like I explained, when more seizures, you'll black out and you'll go into, you know, a state and you don't know what you're doing. So I didn't know that I had stopped playing road and had walked out in the street. And I woke up with cars honking at me. My mom happened to be in the line of those cars. And she parked the car and she called me like, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I didn't know what was going on. And that was when she really realized something was going on. Now, before then, I had a moment where I was out with my brothers from my father's side, and I was out at a lake, and I jumped into the lake. And thank goodness I had some cousins jump in and save me, because it was piranhas like swimming around me. And they were like, well, why would you jump in there? You know, full clothes, like, why were you? We were on the boat, you know, fishing, coming from off the boat, you know, fishing and everything. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't jump and do anything. Like, I was just walking on the dock. Remember, just walking on the dock, and I woke, and you got to think about how scary that is for a young child, a little girl, to 1 minute, all she remembers is that she's walking on the dock, to waking up to like dang near drowning underwater. People with epileptic symptoms, I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this, because it's a very, it's something, like I said, that I've come to embrace, but it's a sensitive subject, because, you know, when I was younger, you know, I got made fun of, you know, blacking out, you know, as a young girl, because I didn't know what was going on. I got criticized and called trouble, like I was making trouble, you know, in class. I wasn't paying attention, and, you know, things like that, and that was far from it. Also, back during the time when I was growing up, you know, in the early 90s, there wasn't a lot of systems in place like there is now. You know, there wasn't a lot of systems as far as being able to have your medicine at school, and the nurse call you down and you come and take your medicine. You know, at that time, you know, they wasn't really given medicine in school like that, you know, yet. And I remember, you know, in the summertime, you know, going to camp and things like that, because I took medicine at first, you know, my mother would have issues because they didn't know if I would be a risk or not, because of the fact that I had to take medicine, and they couldn't give it, and they weren't responsible for giving it. So, you know, me as a young girl, you know, as a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, I had to learn, I had to be responsible for taking my medicine at lunchtime in school, you know, going down to the nurse's office. I had to be responsible as a young girl to keep my medicine. I took these pills called Xarelto. They were little orange gelatin capsules. Little gelatin, little orange gelatin. And my mother, she would roll it up in paper towel and put it in a little plastic baggie in my little lunchbox. And she would say, Halima, you know, because I had to take it twice. I had to take it twice a day. So she would give it to me in the morning when I woke up, and then she was like, Halima, you gotta remember to take these pills. You gotta remember to take these pills, you know, by yourself. You gotta be responsible. And I remember, you know, as a child, you know, now, you know, looking at all the systems that's put in place for our children today, that they have the opportunity to not feel like an outcast, to not feel that, bear that burden of, you know, extra responsibility. But at the same time, I'm so happy that I experienced that, because it taught me from a young child to persevere. It taught me from a young child to be strong. It taught me from a young child to be responsible with that. And, you know, I remember having, you know, people and friends, you know, ask me, what is that? And why are you taking that? And me having to try to explain what it is, what it means, you know, like I said, as a little girl, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, 11, all the way up until 12, you know, it was a lot, you know. All praise is due, though. By the time I got to like around the 12 mark, things started to change in the world, you know, more, especially in the health field, and, you know, legislative wise, of what systems they were beginning to put in place. I mean, by that time, I mean, you know, all praises due for me, you know, it was over, it was done, you know, for me by then, by the time I was 12. But it was a very long lesson. But, you know, I tell this story to say that, you know, like I said, I've dealt with having a friend who has a child over here and is going through not just being criticized by children for his epileptic syndrome, but also not getting the proper care and the proper attention. I'll say it like that, attention that should be had from, you know, school officials who know about his situation, who has his medicine, who knows what's going, you know, knows what's going on, because he's clinically diagnosed. I would say, you know, to children, teenagers, adults with epileptic, you know, syndromes and disorders, it's okay. Don't feel weird. Don't feel outcast. Don't feel scared. You know, now I look at it as, you know, maybe my epileptic, you know, syndrome was a superpower in some way. You know, maybe when I was, you know, off daydreaming, I was getting creative ideas. Maybe I was talking to a higher power. I don't know. You know, I'm a very artsy person. You know, I say it's my superpower because it made me stronger in ways that I didn't realize then, but I realize now. So don't look at it like it's a hindrance. Look at it like it's something to make you better. That's gonna give you more, something a little bit more to fight, that to keep going, to persevere. So I just, you know, I don't know why, you know, Almighty got a live source, spirit, Jehovah, whatever you choose to call him. I don't know why he's decided.
Hey yo, ain't talking housewives, but I'm in the Porsche. First I'ma scorch ya, then I'ma torture, then I'ma torture her, then I'ma offer.
Yeah, cucumber.
$1 million for a show,
Yeah,
they make
cut
they
up tomato with a little
Nikki,
entire season, garlic, onion powder, a little bit of dressing.
In the course,
of course, we have some fried egg.
Queens
And over
when they
here,
listen to a bunch of knives. I'm a yes, and these bitches is a bunch of knives. Trying to win the gunfight with a bunch of knives. I then get off the bench and give a bunch of fives.
Banana.
I don't fear, bitch, I'm the greatest. No Kendrick and no Sia. I'm the iPhone, you the Nokia. Everybody know you jealous, bitch, it's so clear. Tell them bum ass bitches to play they role. She see my sexy ass every time she scroll. I got it in the can. So, your career gon' be with Anna Nicole. With your dumb ass face. She ain't eating, but I swear she got some bum ass taste. Text her man like, dog, how that bum ass taste?